White man in boxing led the Flair Cops. Shout out to Goodfellas Sports TV.
It's a little message. Any super middleweight. Canelo, been waiting around for Canelo, as you well know. So that is parked up. Callum Smith and Andrade. Let's get it on. Callum, you're a great fighter, good fighter, unification. I reckon we can get it on. Andrade, you're just a little pussy who keeps running. Don't want to fight nobody. So let's go 168. Let's rock and roll. November or December.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out.
All right, man, we back. Goodfellas Sports TV, and as you're seeing, Billy Joe Saunders basically confirmed that Canelo did not take the ultimatum deal that the DAZN gave him, and now he's looking to fight Callum Smith or Demetrius Andrade. Let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And basically, I heard the deal was Canelo take $15 million and get equity in the company. Similar deal to Triple G. Triple G get $14 million a fight plus equity in the company. But what's equity in the company that's really hurting right now? But globally, they doing well. But equity in DAZN USA, not a good look. So it looks like Canelo won't fight this year unless they figure out a way to salvage this. They wanted him to fight Billy Joe Saunders. It went from Callum Smith to Billy Joe to just Billy Joe Saunders to break ground on DAZN UK. All right, they were supposed to break ground on Cinco de Mayo this year, but the pandemic pushed it back. It was going to debut on DAZN UK for £5. I think a special £5 offer, but what ended up happening was the pandemic, and then they couldn't agree to money during with the pandemic going on. So now Billy Joe Saunders is looking to move on. I'll speak on Canelo first. Canelo must not be hurting for money. Canelo contract say $35 million. He want $35 million. He don't want a penny less. He don't want equity. It look like he want his money. Live gate or no live gate is what his contract says. So I'm not sure if his contract has a pandemic clause in there. But from now on, I think they will have a pandemic clauses in the contract. I know the MLB, NBA, NFL all have them there. But, you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I don't really care regardless. Canelo gonna win. They're not gonna let him lose. He worth too much money. So it don't matter. There's no intrigue in watching him fight. He not the boringest fighter out there, but he's not the most exciting fighter neither. So a lot of his fights, it just has no suspense because we know how it's gonna end. Either he gonna, beat you up, knock you out, rob you, or whatever gonna happen. But to kind of look at the fight, with him and Billy Joe, I just thought he would knock Billy Joe out. Seriously, but now they got to wait till his fans in the stands. So now Canelo is out the way. His possible dates to fight Billy Joe is November 14th, December 5th, and December 12th, I believe it was. So now he won't be fighting. So he called his shot. He good on fighting. For more than half the money. He don't want the equity, so he's still in the gym. So I don't know if they can come to a compromise, but that's what the DAZN can offer him without fans. And similar to PBC fighters, a lot of dudes don't want to take a pay cut. So when you can't force dudes to take a pay cut, all you can do is really shelf them. Canelo, you can shelf him, but Canelo will be eating for a long time. Canelo done made a lot of money in boxing and probably a lot of money outside of boxing. This is a dude that was, talking about retirement because he had knee issues. So he is in a race between time as well too. So, quite frankly, who am I to tell him to go in there and take, a $12 million or a $17 million pay cut and go and fight for the fans? I'm not one to tell him that. It's his prerogative. If his contract said $35 million, could they be headed for a legal dispute? Possibly. Could he just be fine with not fighting this year and fighting Triple G, Cinco de Mayo 2021? Maybe that's the plan. But, right now, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Billy Joe Saunders said he had until Monday to find out. I guess Canelo told him no. So I guess Canelo stay in the gym, stay sharp, help Ryan Garcia out. So, positive for him sitting out this long is his knees get a chance to heal. His body get a chance to be fresh. The negative is, you're not fighting and making money. You're not staying sharp. So, at the end of the day, the DAZN and Canelo, if the pandemic ain't over by May 5th or whatever Cinco de Mayo is this year, this can give you a really ugly story. You know what I'm saying? His split is not going to be as easy as Mikey and Floyd's was from Top Rank. It's not. We talking about a dude who got $35 million per fight in his contract. Is the zone gonna just let them walk and go somewhere else? They do that. The little bit of subscribers they got is gone. You know, if they don't let them fight, then most of their subscribers got is gone. So they're in a situation where they just simply don't got to pay them. And next time they know they give somebody a big contract, they know it should be a pandemic clause in there. You know what I'm saying? So right now, probably won't see Canelo this year. He ain't taking a deal. Man, would I personally take it, man? 15 million. Now, Billy Joe Saunders ain't shit. But then again, that's still a risk for him, fighting Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders is still probably one of the youngest champions he ever fucking fought. Now, I know he in his 30s, you know, but I think he'd dominate Billy Joe. It'd be an easy 15 million. You know, should they let him go fight Uterman on Showtime? They'll never do that because they're going to lose cachet. They're going to lose, the zone can't even keep their people in order. They don't want Al Heyman coming out here. He worked with Al. Al treat him good, and he don't want to go back. You know, but hey, it is what it is. But Billy Joe did call out Demetrius Andrade, Callum Smith. And what's so funny about it, he live in his own delusional world. You know, he said, "Oh, Billy Joe, Demetrius Andrade don't want to fight me." That the way he delivered that statement just lets you know he ain't trying to fight Demetrius Andrade. Straight up and down. The way he delivered that statement, he don't want to fight Demetrius, and that's just straight up down. He goes on and says, well, you know, he's been running. Like, last time I checked, y'all signed a fight, and you popped top for Oxyframe. You popped top for Oxyframe. Not Demetrius. You the one that found the way out to fight. And then they were supposed to fight again, and Billy Joe didn't want to fight him. So, I mean, personally, they probably going to do Callum Smith and Demetrius Andrade. Callum Smith and Billy Joe Saunders. That can sail on the DAZN UK. It's a unification clash. And down the line, Canelo could fight the winner of them. Do I have a preference? I really don't. I like to see Demetrius Andrade get a big fight and get a title. You know what I'm saying? He get a third title in his 3 different weight classes. I'm a root for Demetrius Andrade, but you know, style-wise, I think Billy Joe and Callum Smith would be more pleasing. I think Demetrius Andrade and Billy Joe Saunders would be like Willie Monroe again. You know, and if it's an easier fight to take for Billy Joe, it's Callum Smith. Callum Smith didn't look good versus John Ryder last time. I heard he was looking a little bit weight drained as well, too. So, you know, it all boils down. You know, it boils down to, you know, what the zone want. And, you know, I think, you know, Callum Smith and Billy Joe Saunders, DAZN UK, is a great cancellation prize for not having Canelo break ground on DAZN UK versus Billy Joe Saunders. Callum is tall. Billy is, you know, a few inches shorter than him. You know, that'd be an interesting slobber knocker. Interesting. Billy Joe, you know, depends on how he look. If he back to being a slick Billy Joe, he give him some problems. But I don't think it's gonna be a fight that interests the Americans though. I think the hardcore boxing fans will watch, but Callum Smith has no name over here in America. You know, Demetrius Andrade will bring the best of both worlds for the zone. He gets some little bit of fans in the USA. He get a little bit of fans in the zone in UK with Billy Joe. But, you know, my preference is I want to see Andrade get that shot. You know what I'm saying? I want to see Andrade, you know, step up. And that'll be a signature name on his resume, even though Billy Joe Saunders ain't the biggest signature names that's out there. But it'll be a name to get out there. I think the tougher fight is Demetrius Andrade. Just long, slick. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a sloppy fight like Willie Monroe. You got southpaw. You know, I think Billy Joe Saunders is orthodox, if I'm not mistaken. So, I think Demetrius beats him. And I think Billy Joe and Callum Smith are 50-50. It's Callum Smith, you know, he ain't been active. Is he weight drained? I mean, you know, I don't know, man. Callum Smith, I thought would be better than what he was. You know, but I don't know, to be honest, who will win that fight. I couldn't give you a synopsis on that one. But I'd probably say Andrade would beat Billy Joe. You know, he would. But, you know, maybe they do Billy Joe and Callum. That's what it sounded like. So, you know, Canelo kind of complicated things. You know, the budget won't be there. I mean, he probably won't fight this year as well. Unless they let him go to PBC, which I don't think they is going to let him go to PBC. So, I mean, I'll take Billy Joe and Demetrius. I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? I'll take Billy Joe and Callum. I don't really care if Billy Joe and Callum Smith fight. I'll take it. And I'll talk about it. And I think it'll be one of the bigger fights during the pandemic. But the zone, the way they looking, they might be showing Devin and Gary. They might be showing Danny Jacobs and John Ryder. If Demetrius don't get the Billy Joe Saunders fight, he could be on the undercard. You know, no Canelo, Golovkin, Camille Zamata, Luke Campbell, Ryan Garcia. I mean, if they can put whatever they do with Billy Joe between Demetrius, Andrade, and Callum Smith, that and Luke Campbell's gonna be and Luke Campbell, Ryan Garcia is probably gonna be their biggest fights, and Gary Russell and Devin, if they're able to do that. So that'd be a nice lineup, to compete with PBC and to compete with ESPN. ESPN still might have the best lineup, you know what I'm saying? Bar none. I mean, Undisputed Clash, Loma, T.O. Then you go on and you look at who else they got? Terrence Crawford, Kell Brook. They could, try to finesse Jack and Trail and, still get another Undisputed Clash in there as well. So they coming. Victor Postile and Ramirez was neat. So they coming, man, with the big shit, man, and it's free. So that's the thing about it. People say, well, they can't put it on pay-per-view. Ain't nobody mind that PBC bullshit. Them jokers walking around with their guarantee. That's it. They ain't going to break even or make no flip, no profit on none of them pay-per-views. But that's just my opinion, especially with UFC putting a lot of fights on the same day. So let me know what you guys think. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Keep sharing the videos. We also got a Facebook group that links in the description. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App, PayPal in the description. Best way to donate is share video. One time for the one time. We gone.